Hopefully we're live. I don't know. We'll find out in a second. We'll find out in just a second. Restream. I see Restream going live, which is what we like to see. Now let me just double check that TikTok is showing me what I want to see. TikTok, are you showing me what I want to see? I don't want to see no BS government crap. I don't want to see no BS government crap. There we go. Yes. Yes, you can see me. You can see me. That's what I like to hear. Hello, welcome everybody. I hope you're all doing really well. I hope everybody's having a really good day. I know, I'm about 20 minutes late from what I normally have been doing. Mind you, I actually have been starting early every stream because my actual streaming time is closer to 12:30, and I've been starting at around 11:30. You're first. Hello, Salman. Hello, how you doing? Welcome. Thank you for being first. You're actually first on all platforms. I'm live on Twitch and YouTube as well, and you're the very first one out of everybody. Hello, I hope you're doing really well. Anyways, I've been starting earlier just because I want to have more time to be able to stream. So that's why I'm live, you know, usually around 11:30. But today I slept in. I wear a mask to sleep. It puts air in my lungs so I don't stop breathing in the middle of the night. It helps me sleep. And I forgot to put it on last night. I put the mask on. This is the thing. I put the mask on, but it's triggered by my own breathing. So when I put it on, my breathing turns the machine on. And there are times where I have to take the mask off and go and like do things. And I guess last night I took the pipe off the mask, but I had the mask on. I must have done it in my sleep or while I was half asleep, or who knows. Maybe I got up and sleptwalked. I don't know. So when I woke up this morning, the pipe was not plugged in, but the mask was on my face. So I did not have... I don't feel like I slept badly. Oh, I don't feel like I slept badly, but I did not sleep well. Hold on. Can I do this? Does this work? Ha! Okay. Give me a second. I forgot to take my ADHD meds. And my heart meds, and I don't want to get banned. My voice is still here. I'm a ghost. Ooh. Scary ghost guy streaming things. Hello. Carrie, hello. Nice to see you. Welcome. Give me just a second, Carrie. Give me just a second. Okay, I'm back. You can see me again. So the funny thing for me, Carrie, is I didn't even know I had sleep apnea. I was actually, I've always been I thought I was always a really, really light sleeper. And then when I started living with Alana, after about like maybe 6 months to a year of us living together, one time I was having a really hard time sleeping and I kept waking myself up. One of the habits that I had when I would wake myself up, which I thought was just, as a kid, okay, sorry, my brain is scattered. As a kid, I would sleepwalk. I would also talk as a kid. And so that was kind of just like a family joke all the time. And my daughter's mom, she, one time she woke me up because she was crying, like full blown crying. I guess in my sleep, I said something to her in Spanish, and then she was telling me she didn't understand me. And now, mind you, I don't know how true the story is because she's a habitual liar. And she lies about like really stupid things. Anyways, she apparently had me speaking Spanish and she couldn't understand me. So she's like, I don't speak Spanish. And I'm like, then fucking learn. And I turned my back to her. And so she started crying, and then I woke up to her crying. And so I apparently had full-blown conversations in my sleep. So as an adult, I would wake myself up sometimes by just going, huh, and that would wake me up. And I thought it was me talking, and I got so sensitive at sleeping that I thought my own talking was waking me up, until I started living with Alana. When Alana noticed that I was having that hard time sleeping, she was watching me fall asleep, and she noticed that I would just stop breathing. And so I would stop breathing, and then the moan was me waking, like, going for my breath, I guess, or she said I would snort randomly, but I never snored. I was a quiet sleeper. So she hadn't noticed it for the first little while because she hadn't actually like paid attention to me falling asleep. Because normally she would fall asleep before me. And so she noticed it, and that's when I went to go see a doctor. Thankfully, my sleep apnea isn't very severe. They said it's like mid-range. It's not the worst they've ever seen. The downside being that I'm not a larger person. I'm technically, according to the BMI, which we all know is BS, I am considered overweight, but I'm not huge. Like, at that time, I was about 190 pounds. Right now, I'm at 179, between 181, 179, somewhere in there. But I was about 190 pounds. I'm 5'10" and a half. So, like, it's pretty close to what my average weight should be. I might be like 10 or 15 pounds over, but not enough for sleep apnea to really be a weight-caused issue, which sleep apnea for a lot of people is due to weight. Basically, just the weight of your body just crushes down on your breathing mechanism, and then it causes you to snore and have a hard time breathing. And so I'm not saying that like everybody who has sleep apnea is overweight or all overweight people have sleep apnea. It's just those are very tightly linked. And I wasn't that large, and I don't have any other medical conditions for it to happen. So that's where it was not concerning, but that's why it needed to be addressed, because it wasn't like, oh, you could just lose weight and you'll be fine, or, you know, take sleeping pills and you'll be fine. It was just being caused because I guess I was just born defective. And so I started using the machine, and oh my god, it took me 18 months to get used to it. It was really bad. It was really, really bad. But now that I'm used to it, oh, like I put it on and within 5 minutes I'm asleep. The only downside now for me is I'm always tired because I work night shift. And for the stream, I get up before I should. And so because I work night shift, I'm usually going to bed at like 4 in the morning, and I'm getting up at like 9:30, 10 o'clock, sometimes 10:30. Today was 10:30. So I consistently only get about 4.5 to 6 hours of sleep maximum. Even if I wanted to stay in bed longer, I can't, because Alana sleeps all day, and then I have to go pick up Nora and stuff, so I can't sleep during the day, because then I'm with her all day. So I'm consistently tired, but come summertime, they're moving away, and I'm gonna be able to sleep. I'll probably start streaming a lot later, but I'll be able to sleep a lot more, which will be really nice, and then I'll really see how the sleep apnea machine affects me. Sadly for you, it's related. Yeah, thyroid issues are insane, because the thyroid is so little, but it can completely destroy everything. Like, everything. It's insane. I'm so sorry you have to go through that. Yeah, and the weight thing is again, same thing, right? Like, you have a weight issue, but you have a weight issue because of thyroid, and like there's a whole bunch of stuff that is attributing to your sleep apnea. Now obviously with thyroid there are medications, but they don't always work, and if they do, they don't always do the right thing, or they have side effects that may not be worth it. So like, it's way more complex than just like, oh, treat that and everything's cured. Whereas like in my case, it was just for no reason, because they ran a bunch of blood tests. I went and did a sleep test, and they're like, you know, you're not doing it as bad as other people. I think he said I did something like, oh god, I can't remember. It's been like 4 years now. I want to say it was like 100 times per hour is what I stopped breathing, but like they have people that are up as high as like 300 to 400 times. So he's like, you're not severe, but it is fairly intense. But the biggest drawback for me was the exhaustion. Like, it was severe exhaustion for me. Like, to the point where I would sleep, you know, an 8-hour night, and I would take 2 or 3 naps throughout the day. I could literally sleep 8 hours, get up, take a shower, and go right back to bed. Like, it was just, I was tired all the time. Now, I'm tired all the time because I do night shift, but now I can sleep like 6 or 7 hours, and I am good to go. And I have my ADHD meds, which also help me focus a lot more. But like, now I don't need to have naps. Even when I go to lay down to have a nap, I don't always succeed. But I could just close my eyes and rest my eyes, and I feel better. Whereas before, like, I'd go into a deep sleep for naps. I could nap for like an hour without having any positive to it. I was just exhausted. It really sucked that I'd go to sleep for an hour, wake up, and I was still just as tired as if I hadn't slept all night. It was rough. It was rough. Nice, Carrie. Yeah, Alana has hypothyroidism too. Is it hypo or hyper she has? I can't remember. I think it's hypo. I can't remember. But she just got diagnosed with it about a year ago. And yeah, it can, like, the thyroid is responsible for so much. It's so hard to pinpoint what to do with it because certain treatments aren't going to repair the specific thing that it needs to do. And sometimes your symptoms and your levels may dictate one thing, but what's actually happening is your body's reacting in a different way. Like, it gets so complicated. The thyroid is really important. That's why, I don't know how it is for other doctors, but my whole life, doctors would always do blood work at least once a year because they want to check your thyroid. Because it's so quick to cause issues, but the issues are so vague. Like, there's not a specific thing, right? Like, it's not like, oh, you have a fever, that's what happened. It's like, oh no, you're gaining some weight, you're getting tired. You might be overly hungry, or you might not be hungry. You might be irritable, but you also might be really complacent. Like, there's just such a wide range of symptoms that it's hard to really pinpoint what it is. But at least through blood levels, they can see it and be like, okay, we're seeing a problem with your thyroid. Thyroid issues are definitely a serious thing. I'm glad you're getting it looked at and that you're, staying on top of it, and the CPAP machine is helping. It's not fun. Medicine is, it was never my passion, but when I was in school, my curiosity, my natural curiosity, made it really interesting to learn about all that kind of stuff. Yeah. The human body is weird. The human body is really weird. And like the tiniest, when I was in school, the two big things, I'll start playing in just a second. The two big things that I noticed is I'd either be astonished at how resilient our bodies are and how much we can really endure. Also, how absolutely delicate we are, and the slightest deviation can kill us. Like, it's nuts how sensitive our bodies can be and how quick they can react. Like, I don't know if other people think of it this way, but when I think of the body's timeline of how the body does things, I connect it to what I see in the regular world, right? So like for me, one of the things that I would picture is like when you eat something, I picture it in like a slower hours long timeline, because normally you're hungry, you eat, and then you go the next like 5-6 hours without wanting to eat again, traditionally. And to get a little bit vulgar, you eat and then you usually don't poop it out until the next day, or like at least halfway through the day. Like it goes hours and hours before your body's able to do it all. So like that's how I pictured the timeline in our bodies. And then when I was studying like insulin and stuff, and to realize that you could eat something and within 5 minutes your body has already absorbed it and caused a reaction based on it. To think that our bodies are able to take something we eat, put it in our stomach, digest it, break it down, shove it into our livers, and then send it out to everywhere that needs to go in the span of 5 minutes is insane to me. It's crazy how fast our body is, but how delicate and how resilient. Like it's nuts. It's nuts. That's why I always laugh when I see these people that are like, oh, your pH is off and that's why you have to buy my supplements, because if your pH was off, you would die. Like there's a minuscule range that you can be in for pH balance, and if your pH is off, you die. So your pH can't be off, and their supplements aren't gonna fix your pH because you would die. Like it's just as simple as that. Bodies are crazy. John, how you doing? Long time no see. How you been? No, it's okay, Carrie. It's okay. It's totally okay. I tend to just go on and on and on, so I get it. The dark, I'm trying not to. The problem that I'm having right now is just the way that my life happens to work out. You know, like Alana is still living here with Nora, and Nora goes to school during the day, and Alana sleeps during the day. So it's my responsibility to go pick up Nora. And then I'm not going to, pick up Nora and then go to bed and leave Nora alone all day. I have to stay up with her because she gets home at like close to 3. Then dinner time's at 5. So like I've got a 2-hour break before I have to go and make her dinner or whatever. And then sometimes Alana doesn't get up until 10 o'clock at night. So like I'm with Nora all through the evening. So I can't sleep. And then Alana stays up all night when we're all asleep. So, there's no way that I can get a rest. Sometimes Alana will get up early and I can take like an hour or 2 to lay down. But for the time being, I have no choice. Come August, they're moving away, and then I'll have more time than I'm gonna want, but I'll be able to sleep whenever I feel like it. I just have to bite the bullet for the time being, which is not a huge deal, not a big deal. Yeah, I bet it's not fun, Carrie. But yeah, that's the body is crazy. The body is crazy. Okay, so we're gonna play some Minecraft. I went through and I got my stuff back. Give me a second here. I got my stuff back and I was able to leave the nether. Sorry, I took my meds when the stream started, and so my brain is still catching up. It usually takes like the alertness comes in, but my brain doesn't catch up for a few hours. So I should have taken it as soon as I got up, but I didn't because I'm super responsible and that's what I do. But yeah, I went to the nether. I got all my stuff. Some of the stuff did despawn. So for those who don't know, who weren't here for the last time I played Minecraft, I was in the nether and we were looking for a bastion because I wanted the upgrade blueprint thing that just got released. And sorry, I'm finishing my coffee and I tend to like it's like a weird hiccup burp. It's a weird thing. Anyway, so I wanted that thing and I got it, but I wasn't paying attention to where my portal was, because I built a portal like 3,000 blocks away from my base to build a new base in, and I wasn't paying attention to where the portal location was, and I just wandered around the nether until I found a bastion. So I finally found one, and I was fighting my way back to like 0-0, where I knew roughly my initial portal was, and as I was traveling back, I got killed, and so I spent like an hour, you know, collecting diamond stuff, like buying diamond armor from villagers, and then heading back to the nether, and I died multiple times. So I did it while I was offline because I was very worried that I was going to be frustrated on stream if I tried to do it on stream and lost everything. So I was like, you know what, I'll just do it when I'm offline. At least that way I can rage on my own and not have to like put on a show or have to, you know, sometimes you have really bad luck where you're having a really bad day on the game you're playing, and then somebody comes in and they just kind of eggs you on, and then you just go over the edge. So I didn't want to risk that. So I did it offline. I was able to get most of my stuff. Some of the stuff despawned. Like, I'm pretty sure I lost my boots. I had 3 pairs of boots. They all disappeared. But where I died, it was right by lava. So I'm pretty sure that when I died, it exploded and some of the stuff went into the lava. But I did lose a sword, which when I walked up to it, it disappeared as I was going to go grab it. I think I lost a bow. I lost a few things, quite a few things. But the upgrade thing is still there. And I tested it last night and I was able to duplicate it. So today the plan is to either get a bunch of diamonds. So we might have to go mining and hunt for some diamonds, or I put that aside for now and we build a brush, and then we go look for some suspicious sand and gravel and try to see if we can find some blueprints to like make my stuff look cool. I haven't decided yet. I haven't decided. Merle, hello, nice to see you. On your bicycle. Ring ring, move out of the way. Merle's riding. Ring ring, get out of the way. Brian, hello, nice to see you. Welcome. It's nice to see you too, John. I've been around for a couple of months now. I think this is month 3 now that I've been back, but I did take like a year off from streaming altogether. I stopped streaming everywhere. And then I came back a few months ago because of the breakup, I ended up with like a lot of time on my hands. And so there was a lot of times during this hour that I'd be getting up and I'd just be kind of sitting on my couch and doing nothing. And so I was like, I'm sitting and doing nothing. I have no motivation to play video games because the games that I like, I enjoy them more when I'm streaming. And I didn't feel like playing them on my own. So I was kind of just sitting doing nothing. So I was like, I might as well just start streaming a couple times a week around this time just to kind of have something to do. I'm still making TikToks. I'm not doing it as often right now. My father passed away about a month ago. Yeah, about a month ago. And I'm still kind of absorbing that. It's getting a lot better now. Now I can go through most of the day and think about my dad and not feel completely devastated. Last night was a bit different. I was just about to fall asleep, and then one of those moments where it just hits you. So I've been really laid back with like doing TikTok and stuff, but I am slowly getting my energy back into doing it. But yeah, I've been back for a little while, and come summertime, come August, I'm gonna have a lot of time, so my streams are gonna definitely change up by then. The plan is come August, one, I'm going to revamp everything because obviously once they're gone, there's going to be a bunch of extra space. So I'm going to change where the stream room is. I'm going to, you know, set things up a little bit nicer for the stream. And then I'm going to slightly change my schedule. Like right now, it's 12:30 almost. Like I said, I work night shift, so I'm usually in bed at like 4 or 5 in the morning, depending on like the day, sometimes 6 in the morning. Like tonight is probably gonna be closer to 6 in the morning because I'm gonna get home really late. And so my Friday streams really suck for me because not my Friday streams. My if I did a Saturday stream, it would really suck for me because I would only be running off like 3 hours of sleep. So I'd probably start streaming a lot later. You know, closer, like right now it's 12:30. Like I said, I'll probably start streaming closer to like 1:30. And then I would end up streaming for 4 or 5 hours instead. That allows me to get a good rest. That allows me to take my time to get ready for the stream. It also allows me to do a much longer stream, and I'll be doing more streams more often, which will allow more people a chance to see me. It's just going to be another month before that, but once that happens, it should make it easier for people to find my channel. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. I'm not super stressed out about it. Like, I'm not really worried about it. Do I know Envy? Maybe. I don't know. Thank you, Carrie. Thank you. Christian, hello. Nice to see you. How are you? Thank you, Christian. Yeah, it was unexpected. It was expected and unexpected at the same time. Like, he has been sick for a while. He wasn't really taking care of his health in the most ideal way. And he was very secretive about everything, so he wasn't allowing us to help him manage everything. So he was managing it on his own. But he wasn't supposed to die. Like, and I don't mean that as in like my dad's supposed to be around. He wasn't supposed to die. I mean it in the sense of like he was only 59, which I know for really young people that seems really old, but it's really not. Like, the average age is like 75. So like 59 is pretty young. He didn't have any kind of like specific diagnosis that was going to take his life. You know, like, it wasn't like he had cancer or he had like, you know, had a bunch of heart attacks and his heart was weakened. Like, he didn't have anything. He was diabetic, but it was pretty well managed. And he had a stroke, but he stopped smoking. He stopped, you know, eating disgusting foods. He cut back on his salt. He was taking blood pressure medications. So that shouldn't have done anything to him. So in that aspect, it was very unexpected. But because he had been, you know, fairly sick for the last little while, we were preparing for it. He had it in his head that he was going to pass away. So we were kind of expecting it, but hoping for the best. And then it happened. And there's not much we could do about it, you know? Ooh, we win. What, are you looking for a Ford? Is that what you're looking for? You looking for a Ford? Okay. Okay, I am on gameplay, but you all can't see it. I can't even hear it. Oh, I have it muted, that's why. Okay, give me a second here. Give me a second. Mikey, Kelly, thank you so much for the heart. I didn't get the alert for some reason. That's weird. Oh, I know. I played stream stuff yesterday and it changed the volume, so I don't hear it. Hold on. Okay, now I can hear that. I don't know if the game is on the right. Is this thing on the right sound? Yes, it is. Is there sound to you guys? Yes, there is. Okay. Sorry. So this is a real pet peeve of mine when it comes to meta. You know, Zuckerberg is all about how he oh, we're doing some Minecraft. That was what I was changing. You guys can't see the game. Zuckerberg talks about how like they're the revolutionary thing and they're, you know, bringing a whole new level of interaction to the world and blah, blah, blah. Except there's one gigantorific problem. Wrong OBS. I was messing with the wrong OBS. His stupid app, his stupid headset, can't figure out how to, I don't know, switch audio channels and then put it back. Because right now, what my Oculus is doing is did it turn on now? There we go. What my Oculus is doing is it'll switch over to my Oculus audio whenever I use it, and then it just doesn't switch back. And so when I get ready to start streaming, I don't realize it because I can hear it. I can hear it in my ears that there's game sound and stuff. But the PC is not actually recognizing the sound. And so you guys can't hear it. And I have no idea that it's happening unless I look deliberately for it. Which seems like if they have the technology to switch, they should have the technology to switch back. It's really, really frustrating because sometimes I'll be mid-stream and then I'll realize there's no sound for all of you. And it kind of sucks. Still looking for a Ford. What color? What color? The color is the most important. Is it going to have fireballs? If a car has like fireball stickers on the side, that's like an extra 5 horsepower. So you gotta look for fire horses. Fire horses are like a 10 horsepower. You gotta look for fireballs. You gotta look for lots of fireballs. Hello, pig. Get out of here. Don't mess with me. Get out of here. Okay, so this is the thing that I found. It's very expensive to clone it. I did it because I wanted to test it, but basically, to duplicate this thing, you take one of them and you put it up here, and then you fill this with diamonds, and then you put netherrack right there, and with 7 diamonds, the netherrack and this, you get another one. But as you can see, I only have 2 diamonds. I might have more diamonds in my other base. I'm just not 100% sure. But look, I don't have any boots. My diamond boots are gone. My diamond boots are gone. My other diamond sword is gone. The diamond sword that I lost had sharpness 5. Looting 3. Mending, unbreaking, all the typical stuff. It's gone. It's gone. Is my soft touch? Is my soft touch? My silk touch? I lost my silk touch pickaxe too. Damn it. At least I have this one. This is my good pickaxe, but damn. As far as armor goes, protection, unbreaking, and mending, protection, unbreaking, and mending, respiration, protection. This is not my good helmet. Is this my good helmet? No, none of these are my good helmet. Damn, my really good helmet is gone too. Lots of stuff disappeared. Lots of stuff. Moa, hello, nice to see you. Hopefully not gray. The only... What the hell was that noise? The only thing I can say about gray vehicles is at least if it's gray, it looks a little bit cleaner for longer. Because gray almost hides some of the dirt, but when you go black, you can see a lot of the dirt because it comes off as like gray or white. Or if you go white, you can see a lot of the dirt because it comes off as like brown or black. I don't know what the hell that was. Sounded like something talked to me. But yeah, I find that gray cars, at least, they don't look super dirty, but ugh, still gross. It's an old man's color. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of gray cars. I had, like, my Kia Soul was gray, but it was a Kia Soul, so there was nothing I could do to save that car. Okay, you know what? Let's take this diamond stuff to the other location and hope for the best. I don't know. What does everybody think? Should I hunt for diamonds, or should we make a brush and then go look for some suspicious sand, see if we can get some new designs for my armor? Hello, LA. Do I have my... Yes, I do. You thinking of getting a purple car? Purple's really nice. When we were looking at my Kia Soul, I was looking for specifically, there's a lime green one that I really like the color of. I like really crazy colors when it comes to vehicles. You know, my vehicle now is not a crazy color. It's actually the only thing that makes it, not even crazy, the only thing that makes it interesting. Fire unicorns are 15 horsepower. Bro, now you're talking like illegal street racing levels here. You gotta be careful. The Toronto police follow me, and sometimes they hang out at my streams. Don't even talk to them about your crazy fireball unicorns, because that'll for sure get us arrested for like the Canadian version of Fast and the Furious. Be careful about what you talk about. Tyler, how you doing, man? How's your day going? Hello, Nikki. Nice to see you. But yeah, the only thing that makes my car even like remotely interesting when it comes to the color is that it's what do they call it? I want to say they call it like galactic blue or something like that. Galaxy blue, something like that. Basically my car is a really deep blue color, but like it's so deep that it looks black under certain lighting, but the weird thing is under other lighting it looks like a really dark gray color. And then in the last lighting it looks blue. It's a really strange color, but it's not like an iridescent color. Like it's not like those weird ones that like you move and the color changes. It's not like that. It just depends on what lighting is around it that'll make it look slightly different. But overall it looks black. But once you put it next to a black car, you could tell that it's not black. It's more blue, but it's very dark. I really like the color. I would have much rather have had... Whoa, look at the sun rays. I've never seen that in Minecraft. This is what ray tracing does, folks. For those who say ray tracing doesn't add anything to video games, look at this. How cool is that? And look, it's moving along the floor. Ray tracing is one of the coolest innovations in gaming. Too bad it's so hardware devouring. You know what I mean? It eats hardware so bad. Like I'm using a 3070 right now to do this. And a 3070, although the gigabytes aren't that high in the VRAM, it's a fairly beefy video card. And it's obviously not a 4090 or anything, but like it's a fairly decent video card. But ray tracing like this on the Series X would probably struggle a little bit. On the PlayStation 5 would struggle a little bit. It's pretty cool. I feel like I might be dropping frames again. Give me a second here. Let me just enable and disable here. You thought my car was black? Yeah, it's really weird. It looks black. And when I first saw it at the dealership, I thought it was black. And then when I saw the label on it, and it's like, it's blue. I was like, oh, weird. But then I brought it home and it looked gray. And I was like, this is so weird. And then like within the first few days that I got the car, I parked next to a black Honda Civic and it was just slightly different. Just slightly different. But it's one of those differences that you won't see unless you put it side by side. It's like when people talk about how certain screens, like the Switch OLED, let's say, the Switch versus the Switch OLED, unless you're looking at them side by side, you're not really gonna notice the quality difference. You might notice it initially if you've used the Switch a whole lot, but if you've never really used the Switch and then you grab the OLED and play, and then like a few weeks later you grab the regular one and play, you're not gonna really notice a huge difference unless you're looking for it. It's kind of the same thing with the car. It's different, but unless you're really looking for it or it gets pointed out to you, you're not even gonna notice that it's not black. Because it looks black. That being said, I didn't want a black car. I do have a few more. I can make another double, another copy. Cool. So let me show you all how this is done. Boom. So we went to the Bastion. We got one of these, which is the smithing template. This allows me to upgrade my things to netherite because they no longer allow you to just upgrade. I guess it was just too easy to upgrade everything in the game. Making it, which I agree. Once I got netherite, it like all I had to do was grind for a few hours and then I got netherite. This just adds that little bit of extra step, which I mean, it cost us an extra hour of time to get this thing. So you get this, and then to make duplicates, each one can only upgrade one thing to netherite. Now, obviously I've got one pickaxe. I want a second pickaxe. I want 4 pieces of armor, all to be turned into netherite, plus my sword, plus my shovel. You know, I'm gonna need a bunch of these. So I've got one. Once you have one, you can just start making duplicates. So you need 7 diamonds. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right? And then you take a piece of netherrack. Boom. And now you get 2 of them. And now I've got 3. So now I can upgrade 3 pieces of armor. And then you just can keep doing that, but obviously you need a ton of diamonds. So this just adds that extra little step to make you spend more time playing the game, which I think was my biggest complaint about Minecraft. It's always been my complaint about Minecraft, that there's no point to this game. And so kind of once you reach your goals, you don't really have anything to do. And that was what I was struggling with. I beat the Ender Dragon in the original version that I played. But like I already had all the best armor. I already had everything. So like I didn't have anything to do in the game, and it was really frustrating to kind of feel like I just reached a dead end. This forces me to do stuff. So I like that. I really like that. It's a giant mood ring. Yes. Oh man. But yeah, I would have like my dream car ever since I was a kid was a Porsche 911 in canary yellow. I had it was a Pontiac Pursuit is what it was called in the States, but I don't know if the States had this one, but in Canada originally it was a Pontiac G5 is what it was called, and I had like the sports model of it. So it had the upgraded engine, it was 2-door, and it was stick shift, and it was canary yellow, and I loved that thing. I loved that thing. But it was right around the time that the big recession happened, when everybody lost their homes and stuff with the big marketing crash that happened. So my parents couldn't afford it, and so they were paying for it at the time. My parents couldn't afford it, so we gave it up to the bank. I was crushed, but I was even more mad that they came to pick it up without warning us when they were going to come pick it up, and they did it at night, and they took the car, and my subsystem was in there, and I was away at college, so I wasn't around to be able to stop the tow truck guy and just ask him to open the trunk so I could just grab my stuff. And my subwoofers were in the back, and they were like, it was like a $3,000 kit. It was like two 12-inch subwoofers with like a, what was it, 2,000 watt amp. Like it was one of those where you could hear me coming from like 3 blocks away. We used to joke around that we never had to worry if I ever ran out of gas. I just turned up the volume and the car would just like vibrate its way down the street. If I turned up the volume loud enough and you rested your head on the headrest, you could actually like, your vision would rumble from how much the car shook. And they took it, and it broke my heart. I'm not a big music listener now, but back then I used to listen to a lot of music, and it was devastating that they took my sound system. And when I called the bank to tell them, they're like, well, you can't give us the car back without the speakers. I was like, no, it's not speakers that are in the car. It's a separate set of speakers that I put in afterwards in a box in the trunk. And the dumb woman on the phone couldn't understand what I meant by, holy crap, this is so loud. I can't even turn it down. Hold on. The dumb woman couldn't understand what I meant by subwoofers. She couldn't grasp that it was a totally different set of speakers, not the ones that came with the car. It was ones that I added to the car. She just couldn't get it. And then she's like, well, you'll have to call the tow truck company and tell them what you're telling me, and maybe they'll understand what you're saying. And the tow truck company said that there were no speakers in the trunk, that I was lying, that there was nothing in there. So my subwoofers were stolen by the tow truck company. This is why I have a very high disdain for tow truck guys. Not all of them are bad, but I had enough bad experiences that I don't like tow people sometimes. And so it was really frustrating that they took my subwoofers. Really, really frustrating. Ouch. Ooh, nice, Moa. I hope you have fun. I haven't been on a roller coaster in years. Years. Yeah, I really liked my Pontiac. I think a part of it was just that it was like my first decent car, because up until then I had been driving cars that were like 10 plus years old. Okay, hold on. I've been opening the stupid treasure chest, or the chest. Oh. Cool. Oh yeah. So I want to make a brush. This is why I keep opening this thing up. I'm trying to figure out how to make a brush. Anyways, I think it was because it was my first like fancy car that I had. Okay, so I need copper, a feather, and a stick. I don't think I have any of that here. I think I have some of that in my other base. Damn it, we came all the way here for nothing. Right? I don't even have a feather. But yeah, outside of it just being like my first half decent car, I really liked it. I really liked that car. It was just a fun little car to drive. You know, I've always been a fan of stick shift. I've always been a fan of 2-doors. I stopped owning 2-doors because, you know, I had a family, nor in Atlanta, so it didn't make sense to have a 2-door when you have a kid in the back, especially with a car seat. And so then I started going with 4-door cars, Where am I? There you are. But I do like having 2 doors. Mind you, I like my Civic, so I'm okay with 4 doors on that car. I do like that car. Isn't that so frustrating, Brian? Yeah, they, the one, I had another Honda Civic, that one I totaled. I hit a patch of black ice, and the car spun out and I hit a wall. I wasn't hurt. It wasn't really a bad accident. It was just the back bumper got wrecked, and the one tail light got wrecked, and it was, the car had been slightly modified, and so it had Euro lights in the back, which I don't know if they're still called that nowadays, but like, back when I was a teenager, not a teenager, but a young adult or whatever, Euro lights were the tail lights that were see-through. So they were clear tail lights, and then like the reflective piece was what was colored. So it had tail lights like that, and so to repair the car was going to cost a couple grand, and the car had almost 400,000 kilometers on it. You know, it needed some pretty big repairs. And so it wasn't worth it for me, but they towed my car because it was on a bridge. I couldn't even like, I couldn't even try to like do anything with it to get it out of there on my own. So they towed the car, and the next day I called them to see how much the tow was going to be, and they wanted like $400 for the tow. They charged me for storage, and it was going to be like $700 or $800 for storage. And there was something else that they were going to charge me for. It turned out that it was going to be over $1,000 for this stupid car. The car that was worth like $300. So in the end, I just told them to just keep the car, and I would just sign it over. So I did. The only downside is I forgot that my 3DS was in there, and I lost my 3DS to the car. But yeah, it's stupidly priced. Like it's such a scam. It's such a scam. So I'm not a huge fan, especially after, you know, that kind of scam, and then the whole situation of them stealing my speakers. It wasn't the same tow company, it was a different tow company, but still, you know, it just doesn't leave a good taste in your mouth. Like I said, not all tow people are like that, for sure, but one of them wrecks it for everyone. I have a friend who, that's what she does as a moonlighting job, and she's a great person, but like I don't trust tow companies, and she happens to work for the company that stole my speakers. So even though I like her, I wouldn't call her for a tow because that company stole my speakers, and they like bold-faced lie to you to your face. So like no. Ooh, were you okay, Brian? Were you okay? A hydro pole is that's dangerous. That's scary. That is really scary. Okay, so iron ingot, that's what I was looking for. I think it's in here. No, where's my iron? Or my copper. Okay, I just don't have any made. That's fine. We can make some. And sticks, please. Yes, nice. Yeah, people don't ever, it's kind of sombering how little people care for other people. It's I hate the whole let me play devil's advocate. But part of me gets it, because we live in a world where there are so many disgusting people that are looking to get rich quick and will do horrendous things in order to get rich, whether it hurts somebody or not. And the amount of people that sue with fake injuries just to be able to make a couple of bucks, it really deters people from wanting to help. Case in point, my mom worked at a hospital. She was a nurse for a really long time, and there was a guy who would come in, and I don't remember what it was that happened to him medically that caused him to go to the hospital, but he went to the hospital, and at the hospital he had been discharged, and when he was leaving the hospital he collapsed, and I think it was he had a heart attack at the entrance of the hospital, but he was out in the parking lot, so he wasn't in the building, he was out on the street. It wasn't even the parking lot, it was like the sidewalk right next to the parking lot. And my mom was just coming into work, and she saw the guy collapse and start having a heart attack. So she started giving him CPR to save his life. My mom got written up because they were held liable if anything happened to him. So the protocol from the hospital, the place you go for help, this is Ontario's great healthcare system, the place you go for help when you have a heart attack, their protocol is to call 911 and wait for the ambulance to go out and get the person having the heart attack right across the street from a building full of nurses and doctors, because they don't want to get held liable because people sue. And part of me goes, that is disgusting that the hospital is doing that. And part of me goes, but what else is the hospital going to do when greedy pigs sue people trying to help them because they think it's going to be a good payday? I mean, look at that one news report that happened of the guy who broke into somebody's house. He got shot. Now, I'm in Canada, so that doesn't really happen here, but it happened in the States. Where the guy broke into somebody's house, he got shot and killed, and then the family sued the guy who shot their son or whatever, even though their son was the burglar with a gun threatening these people in the house. And you sued them for defending themselves. Like, this is the world we live in, where people will sue people if they think they can make $1. So like in that case, I'm like, okay, I get why people wouldn't want to help, but like in the end, we're humanity, man. I have a hard time not doing that. I have a hard time not trying to help people. Wow, even the police did. Damn. That's freaky. That's freaky. I'd be scared that they would hit me. That is really scary. Okay, we got a brush. We got a brush. I'll have to keep an eye out for some more feathers. I think we should go off on an adventure and try to find some suspicious sand, but not in this base because there's not a lot of sand around here. No, there's not a lot of ocean around here. I feel like my other base is more conducive to oceans and stuff. Hello, Merle. Welcome back. But yeah, I don't know. I feel very torn about those situations. It's what happened when I was in El Salvador. This is one of the things I went through with my dad. We were driving, we were going to go see, so we were out in El Salvador to perform with my band. And one of the things was that we wanted to hire a few local musicians to help us out because, uh-oh. Ow, get out, get out, get out, get out, get out. Oh God, I'm gonna die, get out. Go, run, run, dude, run. Holy crap, that was scary. Okay, we're safe. Whew, and I took my pants, I took my pants off. These guys were all coming after me, so I took my pants off. They were chasing me. I decided to take my pants off. That's what I do. That's how you approach these dangerous situations. You take your pants off. Oh man. Anyways, we wanted to hire some local musicians for this gig, and the one guy we were going to go talk to, he was going to provide the sound system for us. This was going to be a really, really, really big performance. It turned out to be like 5,000 people. So it was a pretty big deal for us. And so we were on our way to go see this guy. And the way El Salvador is split up is, like, the way the roads are organized is kind of, it's unique. The roads are, neighborhoods are really like lumped together, and they're joined by highways. So it's not, at least not like it is in Canada, where in Canada you could take a bunch of side streets and technically you could drive from like Hamilton to Toronto, which is like a 80-kilometer drive. But you could drive using side streets. You don't technically have to go on the highway. It's going to take you a hell of a lot longer, but you can do it. In El Salvador, you can't really do that. It's literally like little outposts all connected by a highway. And so we were driving on the highway, and it was right like as the sun had just started to set. And so it was dark out already, and El Salvador doesn't have a lot of street lights on their highways. And for those who don't know, El Salvador is in Central America, and so their forests are basically jungles. They're not like full-blown jungles, but they're basically jungles. And so when you're driving, oops, I wanted to go there anyway. So when you're driving, you're surrounded by thick foliage on both sides. So when there's no lights, it's very dark. And we were pulling up to an area that was gonna have a town really nearby. But as we're pulling up, the traffic is slowing down, and El Salvador drives very, very fast. Like I think their speed limit on the highway is like 110 kilometers an hour. and you know, nobody goes at that speed, and there's not a lot of policing on the roads there, so people are going like 140, 150. But we're slowed down and we're going like 60, and there's a bunch of traffic for no reason. And then my dad got really, really quiet all of a sudden. And as we're approaching where the traffic is like really thick, we see this little hatchback car. I don't even remember what kind of car it was anymore, but I remember it was blue. And there was this little girl in the back window without her seatbelt on, like playing basically in the trunk of the hatchback. And we're going slow, and then there's a pair of shoes on the road and a backpack. And so my naive mind thinks, oh, someone, you know, something fell off a car and it's in the way, so people are slowing down not to hit it. And then all I see is the little hatchback with its back wheels up in the air, and it's moving forward, and then a body just rolls out from underneath. It had hit somebody and it was dragging them along. It was shocking. It was the first time I'd ever seen anything like that. But why I'm telling the story, not so much for the shock value of it, but instantly my first thought as a human was to chase the guy down. The guy that was hit was very clearly dead. There was no way he was going to be alive. But the guy who hit him took off. And so he chased him down and we called the police. Because like it or not, that person was a person, right? And so it's disheartening for me to know that we live in a world where that isn't everybody's thought, where a lot of people genuinely believe, look the other way and ignore it. Where like my dad and I went after this guy. And he tried to lie through his teeth. First, he said he didn't hit anything. Then we said we were behind him and we saw it. Then he tried to say he thought it was a dog. And then we're like, then why did you take off if you thought it was a dog? Because like he spun out when he took off. And then he's like, well, the guy was already dead. It's, so you didn't swerve around him, you just ran over him? Like, your story doesn't make sense, buddy. And so he got arrested. Now, mind you, the police in El Salvador are very corrupt, so I'm positive nothing happened to this guy. But still, I felt like we needed to do something, and we did. At least I have that off my conscience, you know what I mean? But it was crazy. Farah, I want to say that you asked me that yesterday, and I said no. I think Fortnite is one of the most boring games on the planet. Sorry to disappoint. I'm never going to play Fortnite on this channel. I'm not going to say never because you never know. Maybe they'll do something really cool that'll make me want to play it. But as it stands right now, there's 99.99999% certainty that I will not be playing Minecraft. Okay, so I don't actually know what suspicious sand looks like. So we're going to go on a bit of an adventure, looking to see if we can find some suspicious sand. I want to say that the ocean ruins or whatever they're called are going to be pretty obvious to see. Now, mind you, with ray tracing, it's kind of hard to see. It's kind of hard to see. It helps you run faster when you have no pants on. It's true. Pantal friction is a true thing. You don't think that if they were allowed, they wouldn't be doing, you know, track and field Olympics with no pants on? Of course they would. Okay, this isn't an ocean. This is just like a little lake. Does that look different to you? Does that sand look different to you? I can't tell. No, it's the same sand. It's the same sand. Yeah. What am I looking for? It's exactly what they do. That's exactly what they do. Right, Brian? Right? I'm not... I played it a few times on stream. I'm not going to deny it. I used to do a Fortnite night when it was like really hot, when the game was brand new. And I would do it with a few of my mods. And And we would just goof off the whole time on voice chat and play the game. And we never won. We never really got anywhere because we were all terrible goofballs just screwing around on Fortnite. Okay, now I just went in a circle. I gotta find the ocean. But like it's just not a game for me. I find it insanely repetitive and quite boring. I frankly don't understand what the draw is in the game. It was fun for like a week for me, and then after that I was just like, okay, what else is new? Like, it's the exact same map with the exact same characters and the exact same gameplay. Like, there is no variance. I even get bored playing something like Street Fighter, where at least there's a variety of characters with different move sets and a variety of levels you can play. Fortnite is so exactly the same no matter how many matches you do, even if your character looks different. Like, I don't understand the whole wanting to buy skins and people making fun of people for using like the base skin, but I'm like, what does the skin bring to the game? Nothing. It is literally the exact same skill set for all the characters. There is nothing of variance in there. For Unreal, it is the smartest move they could ever do. The least amount of work, the least amount of quality for the most amount of money. But I just don't get it. I played it, but I just don't get it. It's just not for me. 21 and 15, 21 and 15, 21 and 15, 21 and 15, 21 and 15. I gotta try to remember 21 and 15. Yeah, same with COD, same with Darian. Hello, nice to see you. Welcome. How are you? Same with Apex Legends. At least Apex Legends, the characters have different abilities that they can use, so that adds some mixture to it. Rainbow Six, again, they have some ability differences, so like that adds something to it, but like it's not, it's just not varied enough for me. It really isn't. I've really tried. I had a buddy, he ghosted me. I'm so heartbroken about it. He was my best friend in high school and elementary school, and then we kind of fell out. We fell into two different crowds. He did some things in his life that I wasn't too keen on, like, not like anything illegal. Well, I guess it was illegal, but not like, you know, it's not like he was like robbing people or anything like that. It was just he was doing things with his life that I just wasn't keen on. So him and I stopped talking. We started talking again about 7 months ago, maybe 8 months ago, and then suddenly he ghosted me. But he really wanted me to play COD with him, and I even downloaded it with like the, well, if he wants to play, I'll play with him. But I've never even started the game. Like, I have zero interest in Call of Duty. Zero interest. I think Call of Duty is akin to like FIFA or NFL, where like it's literally the exact same game with just like a slightly polished new skin put on it. And so Fortnite would never be something that I would really play on this channel unless there was, like I said, unless there was something really crazy that was going on in Fortnite that I'd have to check out. The only Fortnite I would play would be the single player thing that they did, the original Fortnite. Now, after my ranting about how much I hate Fortnite, Call of Duty, and all that, I don't judge other people for liking those games. They're just not for me. They're not for me, and they're not for this channel. Man, this new update, honestly... So for those who don't know, Minecraft updates all the time, but it's usually very, very minor updates, you know, some stability issue, or they might like retweak some of the stats. Like when they first introduced netherite into the game, it was like insanely overpowered, like to the point there are videos out there that would show you that you were pretty much invincible. There were people that would be standing in the middle of the night and just let the monsters attack them, and their armor would not go down because it was just so overpowered. And the amount of hits it took for the armor to even go down by half a heart, or the damage to go down by half a heart, the amount of time it took was the amount of time it would take for your food to refill your armor, so, or your heart. So like, it was so overpowered. So they'll add updates like that slightly tweak the game to just make it a little bit more challenging or more fun or whatever. But they do add big updates, just not super often. So like, they added the villagers. That was a really big update. Then they retweaked the world. Before, level 0 was the bottom. That was bedrock. Now they've added what they called what was it called? Mountains and caves or something like that. where they made the world a lot taller and they made the world a lot deeper, and they added a whole bunch of new caves and ravines and stuff. And so the world now can go down to -64 instead of just 0. So it ends up making the world much bigger. So those were some of the big updates they added. But now they added this whole new set of stuff. And so they have camels now. And now these ancient temple things, these structures you can find underwater in the ocean. My understanding is they've always been around, but they were just there. They didn't add anything to the game. They were just these random things you could find. But now you can find special sand in there that you can go and, you know, brush away, and you'll get special blueprints that'll allow you to tweak your armor. Now you need to have a special template to be able to even upgrade your armor. So like these updates, and there's a thing called a sniffer, which I don't remember what it does, but it's this big ass animal. These things added a whole bunch to the game now. So I'm really impressed by this update. I really like this update. You play NHL with a bunch of guys? Yeah. Like, I don't, you'd rather play Madden than Call of Duty or Fortnite? See, I'm not a sports person, so to me, those games have, like, even less appeal. But I don't like sports, right? I think the only sports games I ever played, 2 of them, and they're, like, the loosest term of sports games. For those who play Madden and NHL, you're gonna, like, be like, ugh. I used to play NBA Jam, which was so much fun. And NFL Blitz. Who remembers NFL Blitz? Back in like the PlayStation 1, N64 era. NFL Blitz to me was that was the sports game. That game was like, oh, that game was so fun. I loved NFL Blitz. Just because it brought, you have both of them, that's amazing. I don't have either of them. NFL Blitz included that whole, like, it added almost like Mortal Kombat level gameplay to not the violence level, but like the fact that you're like, you know, my whole fun was just like beating people up in the game. That was the whole point of it for me. NFL Blitz was fun. And then NBA Jam obviously is just like you're doing these cool helicopter tricks and hearing the guy yelling, the announcer yelling from downtown. Like, I love that stuff. Why am I stopping constantly? Yeah, those were the only 2 sports games that I really ever played. And then I played for a proper sports game I played was NHL 95 on the PC. I played that one. And I only ever really played that one because it had this weird cheese where you were guaranteed to get a goal like 75% of the time if you went around the net and shot from the corner. If you did that, almost guaranteed you were going to get a goal. So like, I liked it because I could cheese it and I didn't have to actually understand the game to play it. But outside of that, I never played sports games. Never ever played sports games. Yeah, the ball catching on fire. He's on fire. Loved it. I loved it. How do we have like 0 oceans in this world? Unless because of the ray tracing, I can't tell that it's deeper than it actually is. Maybe it's the ray tracing that's making the water look less like an ocean. Yeah, you don't like Fortnite either? I think Fortnite is a cool idea. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's a cool concept. I like it better for what it was originally intended to be. For those who don't know, Fortnite was originally a single player game, and it was very much in the mindset of 7 Days to Die. You had a fortnight to survive and build your base. That's why there was so much base building. Yeah, the water doesn't look as deep because of the ray tracing. Crap. Uh-oh, get out of here. I did the same thing I did last time. I wandered through and missed a whole bunch of places because I was too busy thinking that it wasn't deep enough. Just like I missed a whole bunch of bastions thinking that I was heading the right way and I wasn't the whole time. So Fortnite was very much like 7 Days to Die. You had a fortnight to set up your equipment, build your base, go and scavenge, get all the weapons and stuff you needed, and then you would get invaded by a bunch of zombies. That was the whole point. So when they released the battle royale of it, their whole plan was for it to be a free version of that game to bring more people into the paid version of the game. And then the game blew up. Like, the game just became way more popular than they ever intended it to be. And then they just abandoned the single player game. I like the idea of having a single player game and having that battle royale mechanic be secondary to it, because that allows me to play the game. But because the battle royale is pretty much the only reason now, I have zero interest in it. Oh no, we win. It's because 7-seater vehicles. Now, I don't remember what the S max is. Let me look before I say this, because I don't want to say it and then I'd be completely wrong. Stop it, dude. I'm in a boat. Leave me alone. Are you behind me? No, you're not. Okay. Okay, so I am right. Okay. So the S max, I don't think exists in Canada. But I just from what you said, I made the jump in logic, and I was right. The problem is that not a lot of people want 7-seater vehicles to begin with. And when people want 7-seater vehicles, they almost always go for minivans, like proper vans. Now, I think Europe, vans are not very popular. Not as popular as like what you're looking at, which is like the weird hybrid vehicle. But the whole point is that the weird hybrid vehicle, because it is not really a van, it's small, and 7-seaters, this is what I ran into a lot when I was selling cars. 7-seaters, to be comfortable, need a set amount of space. And those types of vehicles, the space is just slightly too small, that it's good for kids when they're little, but once you start getting like 15, 16-year-olds, you know, you're like your son who's bigger than you, sitting in that back row becomes useless. So most people won't go for the 7-seater, and if they're desperate for a 7-seater, they end up going for something like a minivan, which is just slightly bigger, to give them that extra bit of space that they need. But let's be honest, most people don't want to drive a minivan. There's not very many nice looking minivans out there, so it makes it challenging to find a vehicle like that. I ran into that problem all the time. There was the Ford, was it? Crap. There was a Ford SUV that was a 7-seater, and it wasn't very popular either. It was a really big SUV. When it was a 5-seater, it was huge and it was awesome. But as soon as you went to 7-seater, it was just too small. And it was because once you wanted to get in the back seat, if you were an adult like me, you know, I'm 5'10" and a half, I couldn't sit in the back seat because my knees would be touching the back seat. And so like my knees would have to be up in the air, pressing up against the back seat for me to fit properly. So most people don't go for those vehicles because of that. So then they don't sell very often. So they're harder to find. Me too. I always played as the Bulls, man. It's I didn't know anything about sports, right? I didn't know anything about sports, but sure as hell knew Michael Jordan. Sure as hell knew Michael Jordan. That was one of the first times I realized how much of an old man I am, though, because everybody goes on and on about Kobe Bryant, Kobe Bryant, Kobe Bryant. To me, I don't watch the sports, so I can't talk about Kobe Bryant specifically, but to me, the cultural impact of Michael Jordan means that Kobe Bryant isn't even the same ballpark as Michael Jordan, because somebody who doesn't play sports knew Michael Jordan and really like there was no question about Michael Jordan when I would hear his name. Whereas like even right now I'm having a hard time thinking about the other guy's name, the other guy who's really famous, a really famous basketball player. They make fun of him because he's been going bald and it looks like he's like spray painted his head. Crap, I don't remember his name. LeBron. So between LeBron and Kobe, it's not that I don't, like if I see them, I know one is one and one's the other. But before Kobe Bryant died, I couldn't tell you which was which. Do you know what I mean? Because to me, they were known names because obviously they were very well-respected basketball players, but it wasn't Michael Jordan level of well-respected basketball player. It wasn't like Michael Jordan, I can see his face. I know what he looks like. I know what he sounds like. There's so much more outside of basketball that I connected with him. Whereas like LeBron and Kobe, they were the same level of famous to me. Very, very famous, very, very well respected, but just not Michael Jordan level. There was this guy who made a stitch to a video. Somebody had said that that they believe, what's her name? The one who said, "Play it, don't hey, 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 and say you're gonna say, that girl. Taylor Swift. They said they think that they're willing to argue that Taylor Swift is at the same level as Michael Jackson now. That they have the same relevance and the same cultural impact as Michael Jackson. And older people like me were flabbergasted by that statement, because how can you say that? A lot of younger generations were flabbergasted that we were denying it. But this guy made a stitch that was the perfect response. Look how ray tracing reflects the floor. How cool is that? He made a response that was perfect. Gather a group of people in a room and tell them to sing you a Taylor Swift song. I guarantee you can't get a grandma, a mom, and a daughter all in the same room to sing you a Taylor Swift song and know the lyrics and how it goes. You might find one of those people, like a group of them, but you won't be able to just walk into any room and collect people and tell them to sing that. Get them together and ask them to sing a Michael Jackson song. Almost all of them will know at least a little bit of a Michael Jackson song. Almost all of them will instantly recognize Michael Jackson when they hear him on the radio. It's almost impossible to not walk into a room and find somebody who could sing you a full verse of a Michael Jackson song. So like the level of fame Michael Jackson has, nobody has reached that level yet, because like I just tried to sing you a Taylor Swift song. That's as close as I can get to it. Whereas like Michael Jackson, I could go full blown, although Weird Al also has a very mystical power. Sorry, I'm kind of going off track here. Weird Al has also a mystical power, because there are songs that I know because of Weird Al, and I know the Weird Al version of them. I don't know the real version of them. But like Michael Jackson is at a level that there is no musician that's reached that level yet. Like Elvis is very close. I couldn't tell you which one has more songs that are known, because Elvis is also another renowned person that when you see an image of Elvis, you know who he is. When you hear an Elvis song, you know the Elvis song. And even when you hear the songs he covered and you hear the original ones, you'll instantly connect it to Elvis. And you might know it because of Elvis. Michael Jackson has that. Taylor Swift does not. Drake does not. I couldn't sing you a single Drake song. Except for... That's all I know about Drake, is that he sounds like a lazy dude who got woken up in the middle of the night and told to just like say a bunch of random words. Like, to me, Drake is talentless. I don't understand why people like him, but whatever. And I know that's blasphemy for a lot of people because people love Drake. I think he's talentless. But like there is no current musician that is at the level of how Michael Jackson is. But what I was saying about Weird Al, there are songs that I know from Weird Al that I don't know from the original creator. Like here's a song that I know that is from a band that is famous, and I don't know the actual words. I don't even know what band sings it. I know the Weird Al version. I met him in a bog down in Dagobah, where it bubbles all the time like a carbonated soda. S-O-D-A soda. Like, I don't know the actual song. I don't know what the actual song says or who sings it. I know that one. The one, I think it's Red Hot Chili Peppers, the give it away, give it away, give it away now. When I hear that song, now I hear the original one. But my whole life, I heard yabba dabba 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 do now, because Weird Al did a Flintstones version of it. And the reason I jumped onto Weird Al is because Michael Jackson. Your butt is wide, well mine is too. You better watch your mouth or I'll sit on you. Like, I know those lyrics. I don't actually know Michael Jackson's lyrics to that song. If I really think about it, no, I don't. That part that I just sang, I don't know what the Michael Jackson one says. Or like how Michael Jackson goes, Shamon, Shamon. I know that Weird Al goes, ham on whole wheat, all right. Like, I know the Weird Al words. I don't know the Michael Jackson words. So Weird Al is another one that's a very strange level of recognition, because there's a lot of people that will know the Weird Al lyrics more than they know the original lyrics, which is really, really weird for somebody to have reached that level all on parodies. Been spending most our lives living in an Amish paradise. Like, I knew those words, and I didn't know Gangster's Paradise. It's crazy. Weird Al is a very... you pointed out Amish Paradise. Yeah. Weird Al is a very unique situation when it comes to music. But yeah, I find it really weird when people try to say Taylor Swift is at that level. I'm not saying Taylor Swift is not a totally different level than most musicians nowadays. Taylor Swift isn't exactly my cup of tea, but she's definitely a far more talented musician than the vast majority of top 20 musicians out there. But not Michael Jackson level. Definitely not Michael Jackson level. Is that suspicious? That's suspicious right there. Okay, let's try that. Is that suspicious? I don't know. We'll see. Even your son sings the Amish Paradise version? Yeah, right? Oh god, I'm gonna drown. Hurry! Hurry! Okay. I lost the thing that I was looking at. Damn it. Because I was trying to swim and I was pushing forward instead of up. I thought by looking up I was going to be going forward. Like I was going to be... Or by pushing forward I was going to be going up because I was looking up. I thought I saw one. I don't see it anymore. Damn it. Let me up, let me up. You saw it? Okay. It's gotta be somewhere. Oh, I'm so disappointed. In myself. Nobody else, just myself. The thing is, I don't really have a lot of oxygen time down here. I'm an idiot, man. I messed up big time. Is it that one there? Is that the hole? Whoa. That sounded really impressive in my oh, there it is. In my hearing phones. And oh, I don't think this is it. I think this is... Yeah, this is something else. Damn. Damn. I think that was the one that looks like bird poop. Oh well. There's my boat. So, with everything that happened with the submarine, I don't even want to talk about it because... Whoa! Because people are so... There's a group of people that are acting so indignant that everybody is kind of laughing at these people who died in the water. So I'm not going to address that part of it, but I've been playing Subnautica a lot. I've been playing a lot of Below Zero in Subnautica, and I just feel like I feel so torn while I play it, because like I'm literally doing what they were doing, but in a video game. So it almost feels like I'm playing a simulation of what they went through. It's a really weird feeling. It's a really weird feeling, especially because I'm playing it in VR. So like it's so it absorbs you while you're playing it. It's crazy. I feel so torn doing it. Almost a level of guilt. Almost. Okay. So there's so much sand, but I haven't seen anything that looks like an ancient monument of any kind. There's something. No, but I think it has to all be made of sand, right? It's not that. It's not this thing, I don't think. Let's see. Although I don't really appreciate the fact that there's all these drown around here. That kind of makes me worried. Okay, anything suspicious looking? I don't think so. Nope. 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 Ouch. I knew it. I knew it. Get out of here. I think that's just clay. Get out of here. What's killing him? Oh, he's getting sucked into the lava. Okay. Get out of here. What's in this treasure chest? Nothing. Ooh, treasure map though. I'll take a treasure map. I'll take a treasure map for sure. Thank you. How you doing? How's your day going? As we listen to this lightning and thunder, hopefully your day is relaxing. With this peaceful Minecraft music behind us, let's just take a moment to breathe and relax our bodies as we try to rest. Stay hydrated because it's important. And hopefully your day is going well. Can I work as an ASMR person? Does this work? Am I helping you relax right now? As you feel the cold rain hitting your body and zombies stare at you in jealousy of how awesome your boat is. I do need to hydrate. I don't have any water here though. What was that? Did you all see that weird, like, I guess something died in the lava maybe. Oh no, you're sick. What's wrong? What are you sick with? What in the what pow is that? It was me trying to be relaxing and slightly sensual. Make you feel weird things. Because you know I'm a goofball, but suddenly I make you feel things that you never thought you would feel while talking to me. Because my voice is suddenly so soothing and relaxing. The lightning is not helping though. It does not help us relax in any way. I don't see any kind of ancient monument thing. Holy crap, lightning, you need to stop. I'm trying to be relaxing here. You are married. But maybe this will get you frisky for the hubby. Make him listen too. Then you'll both be frisky. It'll be the most wonderful night you've ever had. You've got a cold? Oh, gross. Alana has a cold right now. I've been trying desperately not to get sick. Because I've been sick too many times in the last year. I hate getting sick, obviously everybody does, but I had gone so long without getting sick since COVID started. It was amazing because so many people were wearing masks, so many people were like doing their best to not spread germs, and I never got sick. And now that things have really eased up, I've gotten sick like 3 times in the last year. I hate it. I hate it so much. So I've been trying so hard not to get sick again. Oh, he's killing Arlene. Tell him to be gentle. And if he sees Charlene, tell her that I'm breaking up with her. It might make her mad though, so tell him to be careful. Could you imagine if I did all my streams like this? Speaking of weird streams, have you all seen, if you're on TikTok at all, have you all seen that one Asian woman who is on stream? I don't know. We all have different FYPs, so you may not have seen her. It is the weirdest, most like mind-boggling live streams that you could ever see. This is literally it. Now, first she does like the lolly makeup, but it's very doll looking. Like it's not just young looking. It's very done up, like she looks like a porcelain doll. And then she does, let me see, I don't know if Harris Heller has music like this. Does he have music like this? Let me see. Playlists. I want to show you an example of what her streams are like. They are the weirdest streams I've ever seen. Doesn't seem like, did he get rid of most of his playlists? What happened to all his playlists? Okay, Ignition, Candy, Evergreen. Does he have anything that's like, low key? Will this work? I guess this is kind of it. So it's music like this, right? her whole stream is this. I kid you not. I kid you not. I know you might cringe because, you know, I'm a guy in his 30s doing this, but it's literally this. And I swear it's got to be a loop because there's no way she's doing it. But like, there have been times where over like a 10-hour span, she's constantly live, never says a word, never does anything else except for stand like an NPC character. Or an NPC character, an NPC in the background of like a video, or like when you're playing a game and they ask you a question where it's like, what do you think I should do? And then they sit there and just wait for you to respond, and it's just them doing that instant, like the constant movement loop. And that's what she does. It's the weirdest friggin' thing. And she has like 4,000 or 5,000 people watching her stream. Like, it's gotta be a loop. I highly, highly, highly doubt it's live. One, I don't think someone with enough skill level to pull that off would be on stream doing it. I'm pretty sure they would be doing, you know, like a real acting job. Two, I don't think physically you could do something like that without eating or going to the bathroom. And three, it would be stupid to have because you just said that you've seen a dude doing it. So it would be stupid for companies, because it's not a person doing this. These are companies doing this. A company wouldn't be employing multiple people to be doing the exact same thing and actually have them in a room for 10 hours doing it. I guarantee you it's something like a 1-hour loop. And then they just repeat that over and over again. Long enough that people watching may not see the loop, but short enough that it's doable by the person doing it. And it's very easy to be able to loop it just at a moment where it seems like you're having a bit of frame drop, like you would on a stream where things kind of freeze up and then speed up. And in that little freeze up, the loop starts again. And they just have it go. And then people are giving gifts and you're making money for literally playing a video in the background. But it is the weirdest friggin' thing I've ever seen on live stream. Weirdest thing I've ever seen on live stream. I don't even know what to think about it. It's frustrating because like they're putting in zero effort and getting all this support, algorithm support. I don't mean from viewers, like algorithm support, when there are people putting out like really good content that are getting completely ignored because some person put up a video of a woman in front of a camera for an hour. Like, it's crazy. Diapers exist though. Dehydration. Could you imagine? Yeah, she's all this beautiful makeup and she looks like a perfect doll and she's doing these awesome movements. And meanwhile, inside she's taking a poop while you're watching her. Someone is watching her go, she's so beautiful. Here's $10. And inside her head, she's going, oh God, this one's really rough. Gross. Gross. Oh man. But there's this guy that I just started following. He's got a fairly big following. He's on YouTube and he does a lot of science content. He talks a lot about just different scientific things. And he just made a video. The reason I found him is he made a video discussing how... Oh, crap. Okay, I should probably head back towards my base. I found a bunch of places that look like oceans. Maybe I'll find something over there. He did a video talking about how AI is flooding YouTube right now and wrecking YouTube, because what they're doing is companies will take an AI script generator and an AI voice producer, and they'll just like make an AI write a script about something scientific. Like they'll talk about like the sun and they'll have an AI voice read the script, and then they'll just put a bunch of nonsense videos on top of it. And they'll just post videos, like they'll post up to 4 videos a day. And we're talking like 2-hour videos. And when a person who actually knows about the subject matter listens to it, it's not accurate because it's an AI putting it together. Like it's not actually what's happening scientifically. It's a rough estimation. And he's talking about how, like, you know, people doing real science and giving real videos with real information are being completely pushed aside by these people that are posting 12 videos in a week because they're flooding the algorithm. And the same thing is happening on TikTok. Those content farms where it's literally like a half-an-hour video, an hour-long video being looped over and over again are filling up the live feeds because it's very easy for them to make these things come up on multiple channels and get a whole bunch of views on them without not a lot of effort. Same with the AI voice reading a script on TikTok for 30-second videos over and over and over again. Literally, they just take a Reddit post, run it through an AI generator that reads the Reddit post, and free views. Those channels, you know, 10,000 followers, but each video has 1 million views. It's insane. And then sitting in it for 9 more hours. Oh my God. And then oh man, I used to work with that kind of stuff. Oh God, it's so gross. It's so gross. Oh, Merle, I didn't know you were so kinky. Was it because I was talking like this? It won't sound so sexy if I say it. As you sit there in your poop-filled diaper for the last 9 hours, pretending to be an NPC, while everybody thinks that you're super pretty, but the reality is you smell like poop. Although some people would be into that. So to each their own, I guess. Is this making it sexy? Does this make it sound good if I talk this way? What happened? According to Restream, nobody's watching me right now. I'm not even popular, everybody. Nobody wants me. Nobody wants to watch my stream. What is this? According to Restream, anyway. According to Restream, nobody's watching me. Ugh, it hurts my heart. Okay. I still haven't found a single... whatever they're called. Ancient ocean monument? Something like that? Ocean debris? Ocean something? According to Restream, you're not. You're a figment of my imagination. Clearly, I'm just making you both up. Two beautiful women wanting to talk to me? It's gotta be my imagination. It can't be real. There's no way. There's no way. There was just no way. Like, what is this? This is clay, right? Like, this is clay. It's not... Right? Oh, is it? No, why does it look different? I'm so confused. I don't see anything. Mind you, YouTube is to blame because I was watching Mumbo Jumbo and he made it look like it was really easy to find these things, and I'm just not finding anything. Do you mean you have those really sexy tan line burn marks? You know, where you look like a tomato, but then you move, and then you look like a piece of paper? Those are so hot. That's so hot. Oh my God. Stop it, Merle. You have a boyfriend. Don't seduce me. I know I'm seducing you with my voice, but don't seduce me with your sunburn. Oh my God, that is the worst because it's itchy, so you need to scratch it, but it hurts, so you can't scratch it. That's what a tattoo feels like. At least to me, that's what a tattoo felt like. When I got my tattoos, that feeling of itch, and all you want to do is scratch it, and you can't. And you're just sitting there, and like you touch it, and it feels like a sunburn, and it hurts so much, but it's so itchy. You almost like want to cause the pain to help the itch, but it doesn't actually help the itch, it just makes it worse. Okay, now both you women that are in my imagination are talking about taking baths in aloe and shaving cream. Now I know it's my imagination, because this is turning real kinky real fast. And then in reality, it's just like you look like a slime ball. Kiss me. In caves? Okay. But I know there's some in oceans too, though. So let me look for a cave. I should probably try to find my house before I dive into a cave and die, because I don't want to lose my stuff and have to travel 5 million blocks to get to it again. So let's head back a little bit. I am 100% heading the wrong way. It's this direction. What did I say? 15 and 20? 15 and 21? Is that what it was? 15 and 21? So I traveled a lot. So it's got to be... We're at 41. So 15 would be this way a whole lot. So I guess this is the direction we should head more than anything. Until we get to 15 again. That's so hot. I'm just picturing Mrs. Doubtfire. The scene where she's in the fridge and she puts the pie in her face. And jumps up and yells, "Hello!" That's what I'm picturing. That's so hot. The sad part is there are people that would say that. Oh no, I brought it. Okay, I brought it. We're good. And there's somebody that's attracted to everything. So there probably is somebody that would be very, very attracted to you wearing all that cream on your face. Weewin says I'm innocent. I bet you are. As pure as the cream. The shaving cream. Damn, that didn't come out as sexy as I expected it to. That's alright. That's alright. What's this thing? What are you? Why are you just floating? Why are you just floating? That is weird. Okay, that was nothing. Underwater cave. Okay, I do not have enough oxygen for that. Negative 40 is just the how deep it is. Like, you can't see it because it's right by my head, but like right here, see how there's those numbers that are behind me? That's the coordinates, and the middle number is how deep you go. So negative 40 would be like down quite a bit. Right now we're at 62, so it would be down 100 blocks. Because I know the oceans have different monuments, and depending on the ocean biome that you're in, it'll actually give you different outcomes. So like, if you're in a warm biome, you'll get one type of armor, and if you're in like a deep ocean, it'll give you a different type. Or if you're like near ice, I think there's another one. I think there's like 4 different types. And then there's, depending on if you get it in the gravel or if you get it in sand, it'll be different. There's quite a few varieties. I would just like to find one. No worries, Weevan. No worries. I totally get it. There's so much. I didn't even know about these coordinates, about those numbers, until hours and hours and hours of playing the game. I had actually lost my original base because I didn't know about those coordinates, and I wandered around looking for my base, kind of like what I'm doing now, just kind of wandering, without knowing that there were coordinates. And then eventually I tried to look it up because I was like, I can't believe Minecraft would allow you to make a game, get lost, like with a base and everything, and then never have a way to be able to find your base again. And if it's like continuously generating, there's just no way I could be able to find landmarks that would make it easy to know where to go. So I did a bunch of research, and then, not a bunch of research, but I started looking up to what to do, and then I found out that like, oh, if you use the coordinates and you head to 0, 0, you head to your original spawn point, and then from there you can kind of decide where to go. And that's when I found out you could actually have coordinates on your screen. And that's when I started to actually make a bit more sense with what I was doing. So don't worry, I get it. I get not understanding how the game works. It's unless you spend a whole lot of time playing it, it's very easy to not understand everything that's going on. There's just so much that goes on in this game. Which is really surprising because it's such a childish looking game. You know what I mean? It's in here. Ah, golden apple. That was one of the things that I don't really want those. That was one of my things that... Hello, doggy. I thought I heard the portal. I thought I heard the boop, 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 boop. I guess not. I would still be lost all the time. Yeah, no, it's very easy to get lost. Like right now, the only thing I'm if I move myself, I'll help. Weewin's making me move myself. That's the kind of power Weewin has over me. Be careful. Weewin is quite enthralling. Okay, so there. Now that I moved, see how it's 3,325? I know that I'm looking for 21,000. So that's where I'm heading to. I'm just trying to get that number to reach 21. And then the last, so the middle number is how deep I am. So as I go up, the number goes up. And then the last number would be, so if I'm going this way to go the number down, right? Yeah. Then I would want to head this way for that. So I have to head like in this rough direction to get back to my base, but I'm already at 15. And I want the 3,000 or the 3,000 to go down to 2,000. I didn't mean 21,000. I meant 2,000. It's 2,100. So I guess we'll just go down here, I guess. Ah, Miguel is not here, so you will not die because I do not kill chickens. I am busy surviving. Weewin, don't talk about how deep you are. Weewin's telling me how deep Weewin is. It's very titillating. This is karma for getting sunscreen. It is. Merle, you're a nurse. You should know. Don't wreck your skin. Take care of it. You have such beautiful skin. I mean, I imagine you have beautiful skin. It's not like I've watched your videos and have fallen in love with you over the internet. I don't know what you're talking about. No, but take care of your skin. I think that's one of the reasons that I look as young as I do. There's a video actually that somebody said, why do millennials look a lot younger than the boomers did at the same age? And then they show a bunch of videos from like the 80s and 90s of people in their 30s and they look like they're 50. And then a bunch of millennials that are, you know, in their 40s and they look like they're in their 30s. And somebody made a good point. They're like, millennials are poor. We can't afford to go anywhere. Plus, you know, when boomers were growing up, or when boomers were like young, the whole media thing, it was all about how smoking is cool and drinking after work and going out to the beach and sitting in the sun and getting that dark tan. And millennials are like, we're too poor to go anywhere that includes getting the sun. We also don't smoke heavily and we don't drink heavily. So like our bodies are in much better condition. So don't end up like a boomer, Merle. Don't get all wrinkly and gross because you got some suntans. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Stay pasty and pale with super soft skin. That's why I've stayed relatively young looking. I never see the sun. Hell, I work night shift. I don't even know what the sun looks like anymore. Okay, we're almost back to the base. So it's 15 and 21, so we're pretty close to where my base would be. Ouch. The hell was that? Oh, one of those drowned. The places with the tanning beds, yeah, they're just as bad. They're just as bad because the reason you're tanning is your skin is, you know, reacting to the actual UV lights. I think it's UVB that's the bad one. I can't remember anymore. But it's reacting to the actual UV light. So no matter how it is that you're getting a tan, there is no safe way to do it because your skin tanning is the reaction, and it's the melanin that is reacting to the tanning. And that's what skin cancer is. It's when those cells that, you know, are in charge of melanin, they warp and they mutate and they end up becoming cancerous. And so they, the UVB, the stuff that's in tanning beds, the stuff that's coming from the sun, it's literally radiation. And so enough radiation causes mutations and then it causes cancer. So that's pretty much what the breakdown is. And that's what suntan lotion is, or sunscreen is. Sunscreen, it literally blocks out the UV rays. Because if you look at it, once it dries up, unless you put on a whole bunch, once it dries up, you don't really see it, but you can use UV cameras and you can see how dark you get all of a sudden after you've put on the cream. Because the camera sees that it's absorbing it instead of, you know, actually putting it into your skin, the cream absorbs it. Tanning in general just isn't good. Although I do like how tan skin looks, you know. Like I'm a light-skinned Latino guy, but when I tan, I go really dark. And overall, I do still have somewhat olive skin. Like my skin is not a white person's skin, but it is very, very light. I would love to have darker skin and be able to be in the sun and stuff, but I don't want skin cancer. I have skin cancer that runs in my family, and I already get like birthmarks that are like moles that are weird colors, so I don't even want to risk it. Don't even want to risk it. Not worth it. I just want to be less white passing. No, I can understand that. I can definitely understand that, Merle. It's the same thing with me, right? Like I'm very light skinned. My brother is darker skinned than I am. My sister is lighter skinned than I am. But most of my cousins are much darker than I am. And so part of me likes wants to have darker skin to kind of fit in with them, I guess would be the best phrase to say. You know, you grow up your whole life kind of being made fun of for being so light. My cousin, when I went to El Salvador, this was years and years and years ago, my cousin was making fun of me from how light-skinned I was. He's light-skinned too, but he's not as light as I am. And he would make fun of me for being so light-skinned. Like my nickname back home was Chele. And Chele is a word that we use to basically say like a white guy. Kind of like pale guy. Pasty. It would be a reference of like pasty. And so I've kind of grown up with the same mentality of like, I want darker skin. I just want darker skin. So I get it. I totally get it, Merle. Now, what is your ethnicity, Merle? Okay, so now we're in a warm ocean biome, so maybe now we'll find something? Maybe now we'll find one of these ancient monument things? The hard part is, I don't want to go down there because of all the drown. Ugh, I hate those guys. 50-50 Dutch, 50-50 Indonesian. Okay. That's cool. That's really cool. I didn't know that. Granted, I could be in the sun for 5 minutes and was already tan. I'm the same way. I tan very, very easily. It's actually like surprising to me because I'll get really dark in the summer without actually going out into the sun. Like I don't see anything here that looks like a monument. Like last summer, I didn't get like dark, but I got a lot darker. And I never really spent a prolonged amount of time outside. I went to the zoo one time in the summer, and we were there for like 6 hours. But you know, we were outside, but there was a lot of places that had like trees covering us or like roofs and stuff. So I wasn't in direct sunlight the whole time. And I still came back pretty dark. And I get really dark literally just sitting in my car with the sunroof open. I'm not in direct sunlight, but there's just enough that it makes me dark. I tan very, very easily. Ooh, is that it right there? I tan very, very easily. If I were to go outside and spend a day in the sun, you know, fully exposed for even an hour, I would come back and I would be a hell of a lot darker. A hell of a lot darker. Oh, damn it. That's just sponge stuff. Damn it. So I tan very, very easily for sure. Which is a nice benefit, but still. Because of the skin cancer thing, I try to not expose myself too much. You know, I've had enough moles removed. And I don't want to remove more. I don't want to get more removed. I hope not. That's what I'm heading for. That's what I'm heading for, Weewan. I'm trying to head back to see if I can find my boat. Oh, it's so bright. We did a whole stream and didn't find a single one. This is really sad. But yeah, I also have this thing, I don't know, apparently it just happens to be your genetic makeup, that I am resistant to anesthetic. I'm not like, It's not like I'm some kind of superpower that anesthesia doesn't do anything to me. It's just they need a higher dose for me than they would for anybody else. And when you get moles removed, they have to inject you and, you know, put your skin to sleep. And when they removed the one on my elbow, she had to inject me 3 separate times because I could feel it every time. And so she's like, yeah, you're on the higher range of resistance. Uh-oh. I turned around, now I don't know what direction I was heading. I think oh crap. I think that's where I came from. I think I'm going this way. I lost my boat. I totally lost my boat. But yeah, I'm of a higher resistance to anesthetic and it really sucks. So I don't want to go and get my more moles removed, more moles removed because it hurts. They have to inject me so many damn times to get it to work. The last one was on my head. That one hurt. You go from paper white to fire red. I can go red, but it really takes a long time. I remember the last time that I got like a severe sunburn, I must have been about 13 or so. And it was at a track and field meet for school. I don't do sports, but they forced us to do track and field. And so I did it. And I was outside for about 6 hours in direct sunlight with no sunscreen on. And very, very much so, I came home burnt and it really sucked. But not enough for it to like blister or anything like that. I did come back fairly red, but even the redness only lasts a couple of days for me and then I'm fine. Now I do peel easily. Even if I don't get a sunburn, I can peel pretty easily. But yeah, I thankfully, if I go red, I only go red for a couple of days and then I'm good to go. And then I turn a really nice darker brown. I like it. I like it a lot. Okay. Since I lost my boat, let's make another one. Dang it, man. No, that's not what I wanted. This is what I wanted. Oh, I screwed up. Oh, I can do it. Okay, cool. There we go. And now, give me some sticks. I can't believe that there are like people that have these recipes memorized. I don't have any of these memorized. A shovel. I remember some of the basic ingredients of stuff. Boats because I make them all the time. But like, there are people that literally don't look at the menu of ingredients. They just put the stuff in and design it and they know exactly what it is. I don't know how to do that. I can't memorize this stuff. All right, back to the warm biome and see if we can find anything real quick before I go. Oh, you went back and found it? You went back and found it. I literally swam by it then. I swam right by the boat. I just didn't see it. Must have been because of the sunlight that I didn't see the boat. I'm almost there. It must have been the sunlight. Well, I'll pick it up anyway in case I lose this one. 1662. 1662. So we're right around here, and then 14.6. No, wrong way. This way. Don't go too forward. Don't go too forward. I'm going back down this way. 14.648. So it's got to be right around here. Oh, there it is. That's awesome. That's awesome. You barely remember this recipe for cereal. I know, right? I'm the same way. My dad used to hate this about me. He used to get so mad at me because I can't remember directions to save my life. Let's just take my boat because I don't want to have to lose them. Let's just take them with us. I get lost insanely easily. And so like, even if I drive to the same place over and over and over again, I always put my GPS on. I don't care if I know exactly where I'm going. I put my GPS on. Partially because I do like to see what the speed limit is wherever I am, just to make sure I don't get another ticket. And Google Maps at least mostly will give you whatever speed limit is in the area you're in. It's not always accurate, but it's close enough. At least it gives me an idea. And when I used to use Waze, I stopped using it because many times it would send me into traffic rather than away from traffic, and it was really frustrating. And how do I know it was sending me into traffic rather than away? Because it would use the same route every time to get like to work or whatever. And then suddenly it would change the route, and it would always take me to a closed off road that would make me go in a bunch of circles, and Waze would constantly try to push me back to the route it was taking me to, which was the closed road. So it was impossible for me to actually find my way out because it would constantly be trying to point me back in the direction of where I was trying to avoid. So I stopped using Waze, but I did like Waze because it would show you where the police were or whatever. So at least it gave you an idea of, you know, to make sure I'm keeping an eye out on my speed. Because although most of the time I do maintain speed limit, sometimes I don't pay attention to the speed changing, and then all of a sudden I'm going 100 and an 80, and then it's always when the police happen to see me. I can open a new screen and rewatch it. You've been going to work almost a year? Yeah, I do the same thing. Now I do the same thing. Now, mind you, mine's a little bit of a unique case because every night I have to go to different locations to do my work, but it's the same locations on the same night. So like every Wednesday I have specific, not every Wednesday, every Friday I have specific places that I go to. And then every Saturday, specific places I go to. So I follow a certain path, but sometimes I lose track of what day we're on, and I'll head to the wrong place. And then I don't realize it until I'm already halfway there. So like the one place, the one habit I really get into, and I have to work really hard to get away from it. That's one of the reasons I started doing the whole turning my GPS on every time, no matter what, was that I kind of go into autopilot and I just start heading into the same direction every time, no matter what. And so what would happen is like, oh, today I'm going to go pick up Nora from school, but I would automatically start heading to work without realizing it. And then when I finally pay attention, I realize that I've been going the wrong way for the last 10 minutes. Or like, I know I'm heading to such and such store, but then as I'm driving on the highway, I take the exit to work because it's just automatic what I do. So I try to rely on the GPS in order to stop that from happening. And then my dad hates it because my dad was very much of the, well, do I head south or do I head north? I don't know, Dad. Just take this road, exit where the big SO is. And then he'd be like, yeah, but is that like this in this street, or what street is it? I don't know, Dad. There's an SO, and then across the street is a pizza joint. Like, I would name out the places, and he didn't function that way. So, and then he would come visit me from my brother's house, and he would always name like the side streets because my dad never took the main roads. He would always take the side streets. And he would be like, do I take Highway 20 or do I take Highway 43? And I'm like, I don't know what ones those are, Dad. I have no idea what you're talking about. I just punch it into the GPS and I follow what it tells me. That's all I do. And he would get so mad at me because I am useless for directions. Useless. Is that the one that you guys chose, Weewin? You chose purple? Reddish purple? Yeah, look at the turtle. Look at them. Look at them. They're so cute. They just swim around. You should see when they have babies. When they have babies, it's even cuter. I don't have stuff to make babies, though. Oh, your current Fiesta. Oh, okay. Yeah. I know exactly what one you're talking about. We used to sell a lot of Ford Fiestas where I used to work. And the purple red was one that always stuck out every time we got it. We didn't get it very often, but when we did, it always stuck out. It was so memorable. I actually like the color a lot. She knows all the back ways. Yeah, I'm bad for that. I'm so bad for that. If there's traffic, most of the time, I'll just endure the traffic because I know I'm going to get lost if I try not to. And like I said, a lot of GPSs, I hate AI. I think AI is actually going to be a detriment to humanity for the most part. I think the benefit it's going to bring is going to be far less than the hindrances it's going to cause, until there's some kind of legislation that steps in. But anyway, I do think that AI needs to be implemented in GPSs for it to understand what is happening. Because, yeah, GPSs right now, I think this is the thing. Did we find it literally with 5 minutes to go? GPSs, like, pick what route they're going to take, and no matter what you do, it is going to take you in that route. And if you take a left-hand turn, I get it. It's doing like, oh, you missed the exit. Here's the route. but it should be intelligent enough to figure out that after 3 times that I've ignored what it's saying, I'm trying not to go where it's telling me to go. What's with those bubbles? Oh, is that because there's, yeah, that's because those are there. Why do they look, wow, they look flat. Are these the things? I don't know if this is the place I'm looking for. It looks like some kind of ruins, but I don't see any kind of strange sand or anything. I don't see any suspicious sand anywhere. I'm gonna drown. When you started talking about how deep you were, and I just started thinking about making babies. That's just what happens. It's just natural. This one looks kind of different. Is this different? This is different. Look. An emerald. Cool. Okay. They do look slightly. Get out of here, dude. I'm trying to collect stuff. I've been working at this for hours, all right? Get out of here, you jerk. With Weewin talking about how she's deep, and Merle talking about how she's got cream all over her face and aloe all over her body, I couldn't help it. I had to start talking about baby making. It's inevitable at this point. Both of you trying to seduce me at all times. Merle's got a boyfriend. Weewin's got a husband. Y'all are trying to turn me into an evil, evil lover. I'm not even the pool boy yet. At least hire me to be the pool boy before you try to seduce me. Okay, so the sand is like a hair different. It's very hard to see. That's pretty cool. We didn't get anything good though. We didn't get anything good. Y'all are too bad. Y'all are misbehaving. Merle is just flat out doing it. I mean, not Merle. Weewin is flat out doing it. Merle is playing coy. You're playing with my emotions, ladies. Gonna break my heart. What's this? I think it's gonna be... Yay! A wood hoe! Woo! Well, we finally found it. This is cool. You were supposed to take a nap, and my sensual voice woke you up. You can't blame me for that. I can't help being this sexy. It's not my fault, Merle. It's not my fault. I didn't mean for you to fall in love with me. I hope your boyfriend will understand. This is a power that I cannot control. If I could, I would turn it off. But I can't do it. Thankfully, you live alone with your cats. So your boyfriend can't see how in love you are with me. I get it. That's good. That's good. I respect it. Don't worry. I will stay respectful. But if you two ever break up, you know that this power is just going to be too much to resist. I can't be blamed, okay? So don't blame me if that ever happens. Heck yeah, it's worth it. It's absolutely worth it. For somebody who lives in the other side of the world, it's absolutely worth it. Okay. So we found one, and all I got was a couple of hoes. Oh man. Wait, did you send me a text? I didn't even see it. Did you send me a text? I didn't get it. Anybody who's watching the stream right now, there's a few of you. Do you want to know like the cringiest thing on the planet and one of like the most embarrassing things on the planet? Imagine this. Somebody makes a video talking about how somebody is getting sued. let's say it's a video game channel talking about a company that sells used video game stuff. Let's just say, as an example. Oh, the phantoms, damn it. And you're so upset because you have fragile little feelings. You're so sensitive. You're so pathetically invested in a company that genuinely doesn't care about you. That if somebody talks about them and something that a totally different group of people are doing, you know, like if let's say this video game channel is reporting about another group of people suing a company, and the video game channel has nothing to do with it. They're just pointing it out. And you're so butthurt that you need to make multiple channels to try to egg on the person that talked about it. Because your feelings are so hurt that a stranger on the internet pointed something out. That you make a channel called DK Oldies is the best game store. Because you think you're owning somebody who has zero to do with any of it. You know what I mean? Because DK Oldies is the best game store on TikTok is totally a legitimate channel who legitimately came here to own me, I guess, because I reported on something that separate people are doing. Because apparently it's owning me. You know, a person who's never bought anything from DK Oldies, who's never done anything except for I've gone on their website once to pick up screenshots of how pathetically expensive they are. You know, how scummy their business practices are. And I took some screenshots of other people who bought stuff from them to show how other people have reported on the things they experienced with DK Oldies. Apparently they're owning me by coming to my chat and using that name, I guess, and to say that DK Oldies is the best. Imagine being that embarrassingly pathetic. It's kind of sad. No, Tyler, no. You love the background music. I wouldn't mind going to Europe. I wouldn't mind it at all. Moving to Canada would probably not be the best idea, but visiting Canada for a lust-filled night, it would be something worthwhile, let me tell you. Oh, man. Man, I'm embarrassed for you, dude. I'm embarrassed. Imagine not having a life to the degree that a video that is 4 months old is still hurting your feelings. Imagine being that pathetic. That's really embarrassing. Like, I'm embarrassed for you. I'm embarrassed for you. The video's 4 months old and you're still ragging on it. You're still making fake accounts. You're not owning me, dude. I'm not the moron that's spending $300 on a console that you can get for $50 anywhere else. I'm not the stupid one that's buying stuff at like triple the price because you think it's a good deal because they put quadruple the price and then put a little line through it to say it's on sale. So I'm sorry your life is so pathetic. I'm sorry. That's sad. I couldn't even imagine. I'm just here chilling, playing some Minecraft, talking to two beautiful ladies from Europe. It's pretty pathetic. Pretty embarrassing. I can't even imagine. Because this is like the fourth account this champion of people has made to literally just say DK Oldies is the best. That's it. That's all they're saying. Like they don't even have anything to say except for DK Oldies is the best. But they've gone through the trouble of making 4 separate accounts, finding my account, finding my live stream, and commenting over and over again. Like that's pretty pathetic, dude. It's pretty pathetic. All for a company that doesn't care. All to own a dude who doesn't care. All to own somebody who literally has never even spent more than 5 minutes thinking about DK Oldies. Except for, you know, the few minutes it took me to make the video. The video that is living rent-free in your head that for 4 months you've had to make fake accounts and spam my comments with how butthurt you are. It's sad. It's really sad. Tyler, you're my secret lover, okay? I can't be obvious with you. I can't be obvious with you because then Merle and Weewin won't want to participate. We gotta ease them into it, all right? We gotta ease them into it. It's gotta be smooth. Dutch never goes back. Let's do it. I'm totally for it. Stop hiding our love. I'm not hiding it. I'm just preparing them for it. You gotta be nice and like gentle. You know, it's like when you approach like a wild little rabbit. You don't just like run up to it and be like, "Here, rabbit, let me pet you." You gotta be like, "Here, little bunny, bunny, bunny." That's what you gotta do. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. I'm not hiding it. Don't worry. 4 people on the farm. And then it's just gonna be us working the whole time, isn't it? It's gonna be us working the whole time. It's not even gonna be any sexy time. We're gonna be fooled into it, aren't we? 2 beautiful women. They flutter their little eyes, and then you and me are covered in manure by the end of the day, and not even in a fun, kinky way. Oh man, of cheap video game stores. Sounds like a regular work day. That is true. That is very true. Oh, DK Oldies is the best. That only works, saying you're jealous only works if I was upset or if I was, you know, complaining about DK Oldies. It doesn't really work when you're butthurt about a 4-month-old video and making fake accounts over it and spamming comments about how great they are. It doesn't work. You can't. You're that loser that goes up to a girl and asks her out, and when she says no and laughs in your face, your response is, "I didn't even want to go out with you anyway. You thought I actually meant it? You're an idiot. Whatever, I'm out of here." That's what you're doing right now. It's kind of sad. You gotta I mean, I'm sure you're probably like 12 years old, so you don't know any better, but like, take it from me, you're being very embarrassing right now. And this is coming from a guy who literally has a video with over 1 million views with my gut sticking out and peanut butter on my face. And I'm saying you're being pathetically embarrassing. That tells you something. Because like, I literally had peanut butter on my face for a whole video. And I'm calling you pathetic. That's pretty sad. You gotta do a little bit better, buddy. You gotta do a little bit better. I know it hurts your feelings. I know. But, cringy. Cringy. Ugh. I'm glad it's peanut butter. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. You know, I'm like a puppy dog. And I like peanut butter. I will eat peanut butter off anything. All right, it's 2:18. I gotta go pick up Nora. All I got was a couple of hoes and an emerald. That sounds like it would be a really fun time, but it's not so fun in Minecraft. Not so fun. Yeah, peanut butter. You girls are making me bad. You're making me bad. This used to be a family-friendly channel. And then you came in here and seduced me in a way that I never expected. Never expected it. I am. That's what I'm doing. Damn it, Tyler. Why'd you have to point it out? I'm going to go and shop at DK Oldies and then cry about it. I'm going to go and make a whole bunch of fake accounts and spam anybody who disses DK Oldies. That's why I'm leaving. That's what my life has amounted to. I'm going to go make a whole bunch of fake channels and make my whole personality about defending DK Oldies. Maybe one day they'll notice me. Maybe one day they'll like me. Maybe one day it'll make up for the fact that nobody likes me. Not even my own mother. Let me go cry in my DK Oldies playlist of all the people hating it. Oh, man. Right, Headache? It looks like... Come on, this is impressive. From Minecraft, this is pretty good. Like, you could see the little god rays coming through the water. And right at the beginning of the stream, I don't know if you were here at the very, very beginning of the stream, but right at the beginning of the stream, when I started playing Minecraft, I was in my base. I traveled back to my original base, and my base has a door with like one of those like circle windows in it, and the sun was rising, and you could just see the god ray coming through the window. It looked so cool. Honestly, Minecraft is a very, very time-consuming game, but once you add ray tracing to it, and you can see how pretty this game can look. And this is just with the base textures. You can add some pretty crazy textures to this game. And this is Bedrock. Bedrock still doesn't go as high as like some of the stuff you can get on Java. Because in Java, you can make the water move and like do a bunch of stuff to it to make it look even better. But ray tracing it's quite impressive in Minecraft. It really is. I love it. I love it. Oh, man. As of right now, I haven't really decided. So obviously my PlayStation isn't working because of the controller. So even if I buy it, I couldn't play it anyway. So I'm still waiting to see what happens with my inheritance. Once I find out about the inheritance, then I'm gonna either fix it or buy a new one, and then I'll probably buy Final Fantasy. I will probably do a couple of first impression streams on stream, like first impression gameplays, and do it on stream, and then kind of see what the enjoyment is for me while I'm streaming, because obviously Final Fantasy is much more story based, so there's a lot less there's a higher chance of me missing what's going on because I'm talking. But if people are enjoying it, if I'm enjoying it, then yeah, I'd probably make it into a series, because I love Final Fantasy. It just kind of depends. I hear it's going to be amazing. I haven't watched the reviews. Oh, it's ripping. I haven't watched the reviews. I watched some of the initial first impressions of the demo, and everybody is saying that it's a much better experience than the last Final Fantasy. And I enjoyed the last Final Fantasy. I thought it was not a great Final Fantasy, but I thought it was an okay game. And I hear this one's way better. I hear the story is set up in a way that it's going to make for a very good experience. So I am definitely going to get it. I'm just kind of holding off. I'm just going to hold off. Yeah, I'll be careful that they don't complain when we win. I mean, my understanding, now this is all rumors. This is all alleged. I'm not saying that this is what's happening because I don't want to be sued. But my understanding is that DK has a fairly large group of people that they incentivize to harass people like this loser did. Like that's what they do. Like to the point where there are people that have commented on my DK Oldies video asking me if I've had interactions with specific people, because this is what they do all day on anybody that talks about DK Oldies. And I've seen other DK Oldies videos where these same losers are making the same comments over and over again. And my understanding is that it is very specific people doing it, trying to shut people up and like intimidate them into shutting up so they don't bash DK Oldies. And DK Oldies blocks anybody that talks to them about it or calls them out on it or mentions it. DK Oldies apparently is quite a toxic company, actually. There's even been a few that use the same copy and paste messages. And the funny thing is my video, if you didn't see my video is basically just pointing out that there is a group of people that are trying to do a class action lawsuit against DK Oldies. They won't win. Refurbished is such a loose term that I don't think they have anything to really go after DK Oldies with. But I brought it up anyway because it is scummy what they're doing. And it was kind of the inevitable outcome to all the videos that were coming out about DK Oldies' trash that they were selling, allegedly selling. And so I made a video about that. And it goes to show you how bad DK Oldies' reputation is when one of these people that likes to spam everybody, their first response to my video was DK Oldies treats their staff well. When I did a little bit of research, because that made no sense when I was talking about how they're being sued for refurbing and not actually refurbing anything. Talking about their staff had nothing to do with what I said. I never mentioned their staff in any way. So the fact that he's defending them, saying that they treat their staff well, made me curious. And I started looking up, and apparently there's a lot of allegations that DK Oldies treats their staff horrendously and pays them way below what they should be paid. So like, it seems like they have taken on people to harass anybody that brings up anything about DK Oldies. And when you look up their accounts, almost all of them are within like the last 6 months that have been created. They follow the same like 30 people, if that. And they create 0 content, and almost all of them have a generic profile picture, or they have DK Oldies as their profile picture. It's not even a good attempt at trying to defend DK Oldies. Like it's very, very clear that it's either a couple of really obsessed losers, or they happen to work for DK Oldies and they're the ones doing it, trying to shut people up, pretending like they don't work for DK Oldies. Because almost all of them have a very minimal grasp of English. Like they speak like they're 12 years old. And almost all of them are making the same arguments to a video that had nothing to do with what they're talking about. You know what I mean? It's insane. It's insane. But yes, I know I'm going to be away till Tuesday. It's because I'm so tired all the time and the weekend sucks. But don't think about me too much. All right, Merle? I know you're sitting there after being out in the hot sun with a lot of slippery aloe. God, I'm going to stop before I get myself in trouble. Exactly. And I'm going to make one too that's going to say RFTFT is the best and DK Oldie stinks. I'm going to make one of those. And then pretend like it's not me. And then you pretend like it's not you. And we win, and Merle pretend like you didn't do it either. And if they even point out this video, I'll say that they're making it up and they're stupid. And that'll be a good enough defense, because that's the point. But yeah. Oh, dude, Preston, I'm just leaving now. I got to go pick up Nora right now. Oh, Copper, hello, nice to see you. Yeah, I'm just heading out. I gotta go grab Nora. But yes, I will be back Tuesday. I have, yeah, I won't have time this weekend. I still have a couple of things that I need to do for my dad's funeral that I need to prepare. We haven't even talked about when we're going to rehearse. We have to rehearse really soon because we're hoping to do it in the next couple of weeks. And we're going to perform for it. So I'm going to do that. And I probably won't have a lot of time to do any kind of content for the weekend. So I really doubt I'm going to do anything before Tuesday. But come Tuesday, I will be live again. I don't know what I'll be playing. I don't know if I'm going to continue with Minecraft. I really had fun looking for the stupid monument thing. They're really hard to find, though. We'll play some either Minecraft, 7 Days to Die, or maybe we'll do some Dead Island, because I was really enjoying that. I'm kind of bummed out we haven't played it again. But yeah, I'm going to get out of here. I hope I will more Minecraft. Yeah, I'm enjoying Minecraft. I like that I can just kind of do whatever. Like the time went out so much faster than I thought it did. It's really fun. It's a lot less stressful to play that game for sure. Anyways, I got to get out of here. I got to go grab Nora. Oh, dude, Subnautica, we win. I've been playing so much of it. Preston, last night I was so tempted to message you. I did about 5 hours of Subnautica last night, but like by the time I took the headset off, it was like 2 in the morning. So I wasn't going to text you then, but oh, dude. The Frozen one is so good once you're in VR and it's working nicely. Anyways, I gotta get out of here. Thank you so much, everybody. Have yourselves a great day. Twitch, TikTok, YouTube, all of you. See you later. Twitch and YouTube. See you later.